All right. Hi, everybody. It's Kiana Prema. Welcome to Black Diamond Life TV, the place to be where for more pleasure, prosperity, and purpose in your PMB business. I am so excited to be here with you all today. It is Wednesday, November 8th, and just kind of basking in and grounding through the magic of this last weekend in our Western Regional Conference. So much that has happened, so much that's unfolded, and so much more to come. So just wanted to drop in with you guys and give some of these updates. As we get started, I want to just take a moment and honor a dear sister, part of our Prime My Body family, Jennifer Peck. She was in a car accident this morning and has been in the hospital. It's definitely shaken me in my being a little bit today. And so I just want to really send love for her. She was in critical condition, but updates in the last hour are that she has started to stabilize and things are looking good. So please just keep her in your prayers, and please, everyone, be careful out there. Really, please be careful out there and be aware in our world as we're moving through. So let's dive into today. Let's dive into the topic I put out there. Many people are like, what in the world are you talking about, Kiana? I said, let's talk about moving into momentum with Neuro-Endo-Immune Poise. So that's what we're gonna dive into. What does that mean? I don't know if you know, but I'm sure we're gonna figure it out together. But Neuro-Endo-Immune Poise. Just want to take a moment to tune in with that, because that's something that Dr. Christopher Shade kind of unlocked, opened up, shared with us this weekend at the conference as kind of this great little nugget, this great little term that we can really lock into as far as our marketing goes, as far as our language goes, as far as sharing with people. People are like, what does this oil do? What is it all about? We can't make medical claims, but we can talk about how the oil supports us in coming into Neuro-Endo-Immune Poise, or balance. Poise is just another really way to say balance, but I like the word poise. Think about poise, right? If you see somebody that has poise, right? They're kind of positioned, they're ready, they're in balance, but there's also kind of an activeness to that balance, right? There's a getting ready to go. So right now, this is all about poising, getting ourselves positioned, getting ourselves poised, getting ourselves balanced and focused and ready to run, because we have a huge, huge promotion that was announced that really is designed to help us create incredible momentum in our business, incredible momentum for Prime My Body as a company as we drive forward to the end of this year, our most epic 2017. And that's something I want to really make sure that you guys are locked into and understanding. This is a promo that is designed to help you and your affiliates make a lot of money. Of course, there's no claims here, you guys, but we have a great promo that is designed to help us make a lot of money. So just really quickly, let's break this down a little bit. I know some people are still trying to kind of grasp what this is, or why we want to be sharing this promo. So what the promo does is it's the 4x4x4, right? So what does that mean? It means that if a new affiliate or a current affiliate, anytime between now, and this is actually retroactive about a week, I forget what the retroactive date is, check your email on that. Anytime from now until December 2nd, when one of the larger packages is ordered, so that's a premium pack, a premium plus, or the ultimate sample pack, that's going to allow that affiliate to get paid 4 levels deep on their matching bonus, 4 levels deep on their residual bonus, and it's going to get them paid at the level as if they had brought in 4 affiliates. So maxing out our compensation plan as far as team building rewards for 4 months. This is amazing, you guys, amazing. So this is something that generally, if you're as an affiliate, you don't get paid out at that higher percentage of points and for our rewards points until you've enrolled 4 active affiliates into your team. Well, instead of enrolling 4 active affiliates, all you have to do is buy a premium pack. And when I'm talking to affiliates, that's always what I recommend. I always recommend the premium pack. Why? It's the best deal. You end up getting a total of 12 bottles for the price of 10. When you resell them, you're going to make more money on that oil right there, right? And then you're also now going to get paid at the 80% points match for every dollar spent from the get-go without having to enroll for affiliates. So that's huge because you're going to be making those extra points. That's a 60% increase in the points that you earn. That means it's a 60% increase in the payout once you're qualified and you're earning that team building rewards part of your check, right? So that's huge. Now, the other thing is it also pays as if you had earned the rank of silver in as far as our matching bonus and our matching bonus and residual rewards bonus. So oftentimes it's going to take you several months to get to that rank of silver, right? You need to have affiliates, you need to have customers, you need to be earning, I think it's $1,000 a month, right? In the team building rewards. Right away, straight away, you're going to get started being paid that way. Now, of course, day one, you're not going to have 4 levels deep, right? But a few weeks in, 3 weeks, a month in, if we put our focus and our momentum into this, it's very easy that you could start to build an organization that's 2, 3, 4, and more levels deep, utilizing our proven system, right? Our duplicatable system, the launch calls and welcome calls to bring people in. Why is this awesome? Why is this exciting? It's the end of the year, guys. Christmas is coming. People want to make some more extra money. People want to be able to, be able to provide at a high level for their family. So this is a really exciting way to do this. This is a way to really encourage people to come in and get growing and get building right away and be getting paid out at the highest level. So think about this. I'm talking to people all the time right now. I've got a whole bunch of people ready to come in. If I enroll 4 people this week at premium packs, and the next week I do launch calls for all of them, and they all enroll 4 people that come in with premium packs, and then we do launch calls for them, and they all enroll 4 people that come in with premium packs, we've got a ton of momentum, right? So really, really exciting, really, really amazing and powerful push. I truly believe that this month will be the biggest month that we've all seen so far. And some of us had seen some pretty big months. So this is about getting into action. So what do? We make our lists, we get on the phone, set up your own launch call, right? Maybe there's people you haven't talked to yet. Let's get them set up and get them into action, right? And why is this exciting? How are we going to handle this? I have a cough coming. I can feel it. Just a second. Pardon me. Grab a little water here. This is all about being in pleasure in our business, right? I'm fired up. I'm so excited after this week. I feel like it's the beginning again. I feel like I want to run. I want to bring in new builders. I want to make stuff happen. But we're talking about creating our business with pleasure and purpose and prosperity, right? So how do we bring pleasure first into this? How do we keep ourselves in that place? Well, of course, our oil is here to support us with that neuro-endo-immune balance or poise. So let me just break these down a little bit for those of you that didn't catch it when Dr. Christopher Shade spoke, or if you just haven't quite grasped what we're talking about. Again, we don't make medical claims, but we can talk about how the oil works in our body and how our body functions. The first neuro has to do with neurotransmitters, right? This is talking about the way that our body is responding either in a sympathetic fight or flight state or parasympathetic, which is where we rest, repair, rejuvenate, right? So that's one of the first things that our hemp oil extract does, is it helps those neurotransmitters come into balance. We're oftentimes at the edge of our seats, we're stressed out, we're ready to go, right? So let's bring it back to parasympathetic, right? Let's bring it back to that place where we can rest, where we can repair, we can regenerate, right? Our oil allows us to make that shift from fight or flight to parasympathetic very rapidly. Our delivery system supports that, right? So that's where we're bringing, again, poise. We're balancing all these systems in our body. So we're going to bring the neurotransmitters into balance, into poise, so we can take a step back, we can rest, we can relax, we can repair, we can be clear, and we can move forward. Now we've got endo. Endo is endocrine, right? Or hormones, right? So this is all about the way that we are balancing these hormones in our body. And what we learned is that the organ in the human body that has the highest amount of CB2 receptors, right, which is all about balance, is the uterus. So for women, we're holding a ton of this. So the CBD oil is great for us. Why we hear so many stories about women who find such great relief with this oil when they're looking to balance out their cycles, right? Our hormonal cycles that we have. With the hormones, what this is doing is our oil is very much, it's a true adaptogen. It's going to take all of these things that are out on the fringe and it's going to bring it back to the core. It's going to bring it back to center. So we're going to create balance inside of there. And then our immune system, right? Our immune system has all these CB2 receptors throughout it. And so with our oil in the body, that's also going to bring that back into balance. It's going to bring that into a homeostasis space. And I love Dr. Chris said, homeostasis. We're going to stay at home, right? So we're going to stay at home. We're going to find this home, this place of home, this center of balance. We're going to stay there, right? So how is this working? What's this all about? Well, the main way that this is working inside of our immune system is really helping to balance out our inflammation response, right? There is a place for inflammation in our body, but we don't want it to get out of control, right? So the oil is helping to balance that out. Upregulation and downregulation. It's upregulating anti-inflammation response, downregulating pro-inflammation response when things are out of balance, out of whack, coming together. So just want you to feel into this, think about this, all of these different words, right? So integrating that, breathing that, right? As we taking our oil, we're bringing that intention into our body as we're taking the oil. We're allowing and feeling for our systems to come into this alignment, to come into this balance, to come into this poise, so we can actively go out and share this with the world, because we are onto something huge, right? This oil is huge, our promo is huge, and the opportunity that we have right now to build some really significant paychecks before the end of the year into the first of the year is also really huge. So I'm really excited about that. Today I wanted to share something with you guys. I don't think I've ever shared it here with you before, but I'm an intuitive card reader. I love decks and playing with decks, and so I'm sharing I just had to pull some cards for us. It was like, what do I need? I was feeling a little bit shaky and off myself. I mentioned, our dear friend Jennifer, it's been a lot for me to process today. So I was like, okay, help me with this transmission today. Help me with what we have to share with our team and how we can really inspire to move forward. So I'm pulling from this awesome deck called Oracle of the Unicorns. You can get this on Amazon. It's a dear sister friend, Cordelia, who created that. So support an awesome sister. But I pulled 3 cards. I was just like, all right, we just had this huge weekend. We have all of this momentum. We have all this opportunity to create more momentum. What's happening here? Where do we go with this? So the first card that I pulled was intention. You can see that, right? It's not backwards. Great. Intention. So it says, be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. So if you haven't done that yet, that's the first step. Right now, I want you to get really clear with your intention. What is your intention with being in Prime My Body? What is your intention for this promotion? What is your intention for the rest of this year, right? Let's claim that. Let's write that down. And if you've got that and you want to put that in the chat, I'm going to pop that open. Would love to see some of those intentions. Let's call that out, right? What are we going to create? What are we going for? And be bold, right? This is our opportunity to be bold. I wrote down some pretty big things that I want to accomplish, this year and next year. I shared this in my Diamond in 90 Days coaching group. Coming out of this conference, I have my eyes set. I'm like locked in on being a 7-figure earner next year. That's huge. I was not thinking that this way a year ago. A year ago was when I was introduced to Prime. I could barely figure out how to get in, right? Now I'm looking at and thinking about becoming a 7-figure earner, 7 figures in 1 year. Pretty amazing, right? So be bold. Let's claim that for ourselves. Claim that, claim that. The next card that I pulled, such a beautiful card, is rebirth. See that? Rebirth. So it says, reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams and create a new reality. And this is really apropos. So Sarah Haywood and I have been in this collaboration, this co-creation around awaken your brand. This is something that has come up a lot for me, come up a lot for people on my team, and I'm just watching in the bigger team as well. There's this idea of how do we show up? How do we be ourselves? How do we be this personal brand in the world and really make a difference? So this is that moment to really claim that. And I've seen I know I'm still not nailing the pronunciation, but Clemence, she, I see you, sister. I'm just gonna just brag on you for a minute. She has come out of this conference and is like calling it. She's got her intention. She's got her clarity. She has rebirthed herself. I would say that she has absolutely rebirthed herself from the woman that I saw and met a few weeks ago, just really knowing what she's playing for and how she wants to show up in the world. And so I really want to invite you guys to keep digging into this, to keep coming down to who's the core value, what are the core values of me, what I represent, the brand, the lifestyle that I want to share in the world. So a small little homework assignment for you, and you can take some time and do this right now or just write it down. But I'd like you to think about the core desired feelings of your personal brand. What does that mean, Kiana? All right, so my personal brand, Kiana Prema, right? That's who I am. That's how I'm showing up in the world. That's how I'm sharing. I just did this right at the end of conference. I sat down on Sunday and I wrote this down. It's like, what are the core feelings? What are the core feelings that I want to have as I'm showing up and sharing in the world? And then what are the feelings that also like I want people to experience from me, right? What do I want them to take away from me, from their interaction with me once they've experienced me? And the three that came through, I don't know where it's written down, but I think I remember them. I think I remember them. The three that I had were confidence, clarity, and intelligence. Those are things that were really important for me to claim. Like, I want to own those pieces. I want to show those pieces. I want to share those pieces with people. I want to make sure that I'm accepting those pieces of myself and that I'm letting them show up and be shared with the world. And, you know, I'll just share this little story for myself. I actually had a bit of a process around claiming intelligence, right? Maybe surprising, maybe you understand, but there was something about that I had to kind of look at and work through. And I realized that in my life that I sometimes have done things to hide my intelligence, to not let it show up and be seen. I have a little bit of trauma around that, you know, some trauma from my past, from my childhood, where I was, you know, maybe chastised or, you know, just not really celebrated when I let my intelligence shine, right? So I learned to hide it. I learned to kind of tuck that away. And I've decided no more, right? I really want that to show up. And I also just found this piece too of like the divine intelligence, that connection to the divine intelligence, which is also often connected with the masculine, you know, the God, if we're looking at divine God, goddess, the intelligence is often with that masculine piece. So it's like, wow, that's a piece for me to weave in, to make stronger, to encourage, to really allow it to rise up and show, and so that it can be more supportive for me and my whole being. So you probably have something like that as well. So I just invite you to take some time and really dig in. What are the core feelings that you want to stand in, that you want to represent as you're in this rebirth, right? You're going to show up to the world in this brand new way. What are those feelings there? And then the last card that I had here is adventure, right? And that to me is where we're going. This is what I'm talking about creating momentum. It says, dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams. Move to a new location. I'm not sure if I'm moving to a new location, but I plan to move about to many new locations in these coming months, with lots of travel, with lots of Prime My Body, with this adventure of life, right? So that's what I really, as you're stepping into this new being, you're rebirthing yourself with all of this new clarity, these new intentions, then how are you going to go out and show up in the world? How are you going to share that out in the world, right? Physically traveling, doing presentations on Zoom, getting out and being active in new areas of your community that you haven't been, just really showing up in the world and enjoying that. So those are the messages that came through with our unicorns today, and I thought they were pretty apropos. and I thought they were really great. So I'm seeing that there's a couple of things I just want to share. Crystal Rose has an intention of diamond by January 2018. Yes, and so it is. And Cash has here emerald by January 1st, 2018. So we've got some people that are ready to run. We've got some people that really want to take advantage of this new promotion. Dara Ector, Black Diamond by March 2018. Yeah, baby. That's happening. We're going to run with that one. So this is just a really exciting time. And I'm hoping that this piece, this idea of making our language really simple, of being able to kind of throw out these things of like, oh, what's this hemp oil all about? Oh, it's neuro-endo-immune balance. It's neuro-endo-immune poise, that people go, oh, that sounds very interesting. Tell me more, right? And that's the piece that we can step into, that we can start to share, and then we can share this really great promotion. So I had a feeling that I wasn't going to have a whole lot to say, just because I have been dealing with some of my own emotional stuff today. And I'm feeling kind of like that is the completion of like my transmission, what was really wanting to be shared with you. I'm loving the things coming into the chat. Tangelina says emerald by December 21st and well on my way to diamond by February 2018. Yes. Annette Gano, $45,000 per month by February 2018. Yes, I love that. I'd love to have questions. And so you're not able to unmute yourselves right now, but you should be able to raise your hand. And I'd love to just spend we'll take the next 15, 20 minutes and let's do some questions today. So I hope it's clear for you guys how to raise your hand. And if you're not able to raise your hand and you have some questions you want to share or you want to ask for some support, you can pop that into the chat box. I have the chat box up. No questions. Nobody has a question at all? Hard to believe. Hard to believe. All right. We got a hand. Erica, are you with us?
How are you?
Great,
Yes.
how are you?
Good. So I have a question. I did sign up to affiliates, and then when they changed the requirements, both of them kind of like shied off. So what is your recommendation on once you do get affiliates, how to like maintain them engaged or inspired?
Great question. So the first thing that you really want to do with new affiliates from the beginning is make sure you get them plugged in, right? The first few days that somebody's in, like, be in like super close communication with them, right? Really have them at your hip and really engage them and take them through all the steps that they really need to know to get plugged in, right? So first and foremost is getting them on a welcome call, getting them connected to somebody in their upline so that they have connection, right? Then the other thing, and in that welcome call, one of the main things that we're generally asking about is like, where's their excitement and what's their vision? What do they want to create with this? So it's important to have that process with your teammates, to know what it is that they're playing for, to know why they're here and what they want to create, because that's the piece that you're going to leverage in your communication with them, especially if they reach challenges, if they come up against blocks, is to be able to re-engage them into why they're here, what they're playing for, and help to keep them into that. So, keeping really close, making sure they're getting plugged into their back office, you're giving them a little tour through there, right? Making sure they're getting plugged into company calls. So, and making sure that you're helping them remember, right? Either walking them through the process of getting them on their calendars and having them set up as a repeat with a reminder so that they always remember and know and have access to those calls, sending out texts to your team, right? Like letting them know that the calls are happening and that, that you're showing up, they're showing up. And then I really, really think that having some form of team meeting is super important. Once a week, if that's a conference call or a Zoom meeting, or if your team is all local and you're gathering in your house, doing something to really catch up with each other and find out where you're at. And when I do those meetings, there's a couple things that I always like to have people check in with. I like to have them check in with basically celebrations, or you may have heard us saying brags. Me, Erin, Renee, Sarah Haywood, we're all working with the coach Christina Marassi, and we've been learning about bragging, right? Reclaiming bragging and owning our brags, owning what we do. So celebrating or bragging the things that they've accomplished, what they've accomplished in the last week. And then also giving an overview of what their plan is. What are their major planned activities for this next coming week? And then the last piece I always like to ask is like, what support do you need? What blocks do you see? Like, what challenges are you facing or coming up against in order to achieve those plans that you have, right? And so that's a nice way to get your team all dropped in and on the same page. If you can create some cohesiveness, and then be able to keep people moving forward with their plan, supporting and celebrating one another. I think that's super, super important. And again, it's staying plugged in. You staying plugged into the calls and encouraging your team to stay plugged into the calls. That's one of the biggest things. We have this gift of being entrepreneurs. We have this gift of being able to live life and do our business on our own terms. But we also, with that, there's that challenge of feeling separated or removed or disconnected. And when we feel that way, it's easy to just fall off, right? So staying plugged in. And hopefully that's helpful. Does that help, Erica? Are you still with us? You might have muted. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. Keeping the team engaged, keeping them excited, really starting from the beginning with the welcome call and getting clear on their vision and their why. All right, I'm seeing a bunch of questions come into the chat, so let me take a look. Am I going to do another Diamond and 90-day run? Will be open across teams. Yes and yes. I haven't decided when. I have noticed that there's a desire for it, and I've got some new affiliates coming in too. So I have been thinking that I might start another run this month, and keep the one that I have going as one run, and then start this second one, and that'll be open. I'm totally happy to have that be open to cross teams. So. Keep an eye out. I'm not 100% decided, but your question is starting, it's kind of confirming for me that it would be great to do that. I'll announce it out through the channels, through the leadership, if I do that, also on my newsletter, which you can join at teamhempress.com. That's where I would put that out. Let's see here. Terry Bennett has her intention, Diamond by May Conference 28. And yes, she would love to do a Diamond and 90 run. Okay, perfect. Are all new orders and shipments with the new formulation with no false positives, the elimination of the THCV compounds? So my understanding, I talked to Austin about this, is that we are already shipping the new formulation. The formulation without the THCV has been shipping for quite a while. It did start over the summer. He was going to find out for me, try to get specifics on the date and the batch for that. I haven't heard back from him yet, but any new product that you're ordering, any product that's come in the last few weeks, probably even the last month or two, would be that new formulation. And Joy, I missed the explanation of the 4x4. Yeah, we did go over it. So the question is there a dollar amount per month that the promotion equates to, so we can better explain to prospects? There's not a dollar amount, but let me just go over this again. So if I'm talking to a new prospect right now, right, I'm going to let them know, I'm like, look, we've got an amazing promotion that is happening for the next month. It's called the 4x4x4 promotion. And what it is when you buy one of our larger packages, and I recommend the premium pack. With that premium pack, you're going to get a total of 12 bottles for the price of 10. So you're going to get them at a much lower price and be able to make a lot more money on that oil when you sell it. You're also going to get this promo, which is going to pay you out at a higher level in our compensation plan right from the get-go. So you're going to have an opportunity to earn a lot more money right from the start. The biggest thing is you're going to get paid out at the highest level in our team building rewards. So you're going to get paid 80% of the dollar amount spent in points. That's a 60% increase than what you would normally get paid as a new affiliate. Generally, you would have to have enrolled 4 of your own affiliates in your team before you would get paid at that level. So you're going to be earning 60% more right from the get-go. You're also going to get paid at the level of a silver leadership rank affiliate. So you're going to get paid 4 levels deep in our match and our residual. So as you get your people in and your people are building in this promotion too, you're going to start getting paid on those 4 levels a lot deeper. So a real opportunity to build a big paycheck quickly, right? That's how I'm going to pitch it. That's how I'm going to help people understand that that's what to do. Always recommending that premium pack. And then the piece that I think is important is that if somebody's like, oh, I'm not really sure, I don't have the money, whatever that is, to really help them be creative in how they're going to do that. To see if they could pre-sell some bottles, if they had a couple of conversations with people who would be willing to put the money up for the oil, you know, to be the part of the first bulk order, right? Also, if you're a leader, if you're the sponsor, do you need oil, right? If you need oil, maybe you're going to buy some of those bottles, right? You're going to give them some money so they can buy the full amount, or maybe you're going to put it on your card and just give them the bottle. You know, they're going to take the bottles that they need. So I think that's a piece that is really important and good to duplicate and train in your team, is always figure out a way to come up with that. And we almost always need oil, right? So be in communication with your affiliates, checking your own stock and seeing how you can help people step into that. I'm always coaching people towards the premium pack. And for those of you who don't know my story, a year ago, I didn't have the money to come into this business at all. But I knew it was a yes, and I went and found it. I was able to find half of it myself, and the other half, I went to someone and said, hey, I want to get this premium pack. Would you like to get would you get half of these bottles? And I got a yes, right? So I got the money for 5 of those bottles and then placed my order, and they got those bottles immediately upon the shipment arriving. So always coaching to that premium pack. Again, why? Because we want this to duplicate, right? The promo is pushing us towards this, right? The comp plan is designed to encourage and reward us for good behavior, for right action, right? Bringing people in with the premium pack, it's always a win-win-win, right? They're going to win because they have product in hand. They're set up to build their business in the best way possible. You're going to win because you're going to get the biggest fast builder rewards for that, you know, and everybody's winning with this promo because now we can go out and make a whole lot more money. So that's the way that I'm coaching and duplicating in my team. Let's see, Matthew's asking, what is the significance of building 2 teams? Matthew, that's our compensation plan. We're a binary. We build a left and a right. So it's about getting paid in a really easy, fun, organic way, you know, that encourages team building. So that's the significance. If you want to get paid in this business, you build 2 teams. That's the foundation of our compensation, is having that 2-team system. All right, got some thank yous. That was helpful. Is there recording? So everything was recorded. I'm sure that things will start to show up in our back office. I don't know the timing of any of that. And they haven't announced the next conferences exactly. There will be another regional in the early part of 2018. So I would imagine that we'll see that as an East Coast regional, since we just had West Coast. And then tentatively, it's around May of 2018 is when the national conference is. But those will all be announced through your email and in your back office when they come on. For the preferred customer, do they get the discount price on the second order? Yes, that's what preferred customer is. That's slated to go live tomorrow. I'm sure we'll hear about that. I imagine we'll hear about it on the overview call tomorrow night, / seeing things in our inbox. When a customer becomes a preferred customer, what they're doing is they're enrolling in auto ship. They're agreeing to have a bottle of oil sent to them every month at the $119 price. So that is an ongoing thing until they choose to cancel it, is how that's going to. Oh, Derek corrected me. 4 levels of match is actually what gold makes. Awesome. So the gold level, not silver, which, I mean, that's amazing. You're going to get paid at a gold right out the gate. Right out the gate. That takes some time to build towards. When I have customers rather than affiliates, what are resources I should use for the calls? Carrie is asking. I'm not clear, Carrie. Maybe you can, if you're asking on how to help them, how to help them become customers. You need to answer questions and help get them enrolled, or just how to continue to communicate. That's part of what is happening right now, and what has been being worked on before the final release of our preferred customers, is that those preferred customers will be getting from Prime My Body like auto response emails, some drip campaign emails. So we'll be getting content to them. If they're wanting to understand what the product is, how it works, why it is, utilize the app. It's all right there. We have a smart path for hemp oil prospects. You send them those videos, right? You can bring them to a Tuesday, Thursday call and let them listen. But that's mainly it. You know, you get them on a 3-way call if they have specific questions. But mostly it's about getting them the oil in their hand and having them take it, and then being there as support and, you know, just to check in. Remember, we're not making medical claims. I love good customer service, good customer support. So, you know, maybe think of yourself a little bit as a health coach, a holistic wellness coach, and, you know, checking in with them. Are you using it? What kind of results are you seeing? Loving them up, right? You're just going to love up your people. But those would be the main resources that I would recommend for customers. So Abigail, you need to get tuned into prosperity consciousness. Abigail is asking about, you know, just dealing with young people and having financial struggle and budgets. Get tuned in with prosperity consciousness. This is about doing that work to break out of scarcity and moving into prosperity consciousness. So that's an audio program by Frederick Lehrman. That's what I was listening to that's the word I was working on when Prime was introduced to me. And, you know, as you shift your consciousness around that, you're going to start to attract people that are more around that. You know, I don't really want to go into sales tactics right now, but people, you know, how do we do this? We consume, sample, and sell. You take the oil, you watch your life transform from taking the oil, you sample it to people, they have experience with it, and then they buy it. Right? When somebody really understands what this oil is doing for them and their overall health and wellness, it's, you know, it's kind of hard to justify not spending the money to get this, right? The preferred customer is going to help with that. That's going to bring that down to 119 if someone just wants to be a customer. And our business opportunity, this business model is what makes this oil, this supplement available to the people. Right? I think we probably are all on the same page, is that we want to really help the people, right? We want to get this out to the masses. This is an opportunity for them to do that. It's basically work trade. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot to cover the cost of your own bottle every month. And you build a business, you can start to build an income for yourself too, and shift your financial reality. So take a look at prosperity consciousness, all of you. Big game changer for sure. How many months are they enrolled for? Can they cancel easy? Auto ship it's indefinite, so they would need to be on it at least 60 days because they're definitely agreeing for that month and the next month. I don't know exactly what the policy is for how and when to cancel. Usually you have to cancel before the end of your month so that you don't get charged for the next month. That'll all be in there and cover that pretty quickly. It's the same question over and over again, auto ship. We'll know all that Thursday, right? It's going to be rolled out tomorrow. All the rest of the details will be presented. Frederick Lehrman is the author of Prosperity Consciousness, Lehrman. Find it on Audible. That's the best place. If you're new to Audible, I think you even get your first book for free. The current email newsletter, Nakunja is asking about, is there a way for people to sign up for an email newsletter without buying oil? If you're talking about from Prime My Body, no, there's not. They would either be an affiliate and be getting the affiliate newsletter, or as people become preferred customers, then they're going to get the content that's set out to preferred customers. I mean, you can create that. You could create email lists for. I'm not sure what you're asking, Nakunja. Sorry. Info on the practitioner packs. Paul spoke to this on Monday. It's probably going to be released later this week, but they were waiting on some details from the legal department before that fully got released. So anticipating that to be an announcement later this week. I think he said we probably would see them up Thursday or Friday. I don't remember exactly what he said actually, but just stay plugged into the calls. That's where that's all gonna happen from. A snapshot of what Diamond in 90 Days looks like. Diamond in 90 Days, you know, it's, the idea is based off of 20 and 30. You know, you start out with a big recruit push. You go get your 20 people. Maybe it's not 20, you know, maybe it's 15, maybe it's 10. It's hard to know for sure, but go for that push, go for that 20. We're going to see some stuff from JT in the app. He said he was going to map out some things. He was showing us like 20 and 30, 20 and 90, 50 and 90, or maybe it was 30 and 90. But all of those have the same thing. It's a big recruit push in the first 30 days, and then it's carrying on from them. So what you bring them in, you train them, you duplicate. You get those 20 people out to go get 20 people, right? Maybe even if it's not 20 people, 4 people, right? Everybody goes out. You bring in 20, everybody goes and get 4 people right away. And then those 4 people go and get 4 people right away. That's what we're looking for. That's what this promotion is great for. It's getting momentum. Momentum happens when we have duplication. Momentum happens when it's not you on the phone recruiting, but you on the phone doing some recruiting, but you on the phone supporting your team and on calls with your team, and they're out recruiting, and they're recruiting lots of people, a lot more than you could as one person. That's the Diamond in 90 Days, right? Part of the Diamond in 90 Day Run too is just we're holding people accountable, right? It's a place we're checking in daily, we're doing our brags, we're getting support, and we're really focused, right? So when you want to do a big run like that, it's really good, really important to have people surrounding you that are on board with that support that are in that same place. Yeah, announcements by the end of the week for the practitioner pack. Yeah, we'll see that coming out. And Carrie says she likes the concept of bragging. Yeah, we have been taught otherwise. So this is a great way, again, you know, practicing that pleasure, being in our power, right? Bragging, celebrating, not bragging to take anybody else down, right? But bragging to celebrate what we've accomplished. And then also to support one another, right? To support one another in those celebrations, right? The practice of compersion, that's a word that you may have heard, right? It's kind of the opposite of jealousy, right? So if somebody has done a great thing and we're celebrating that, we're in compersion, like we have joy from their joy. We feel success from their success, right? That's what it is. And so and also a great piece on this, I love this. Christina has shared this with us, that it comes from Gay and Gay Hendricks. Gay and Catherine Hendricks? They teach this concept of friendly cannibalism. So the idea is that if somebody's giving a brag, if somebody's sharing and they've done something that is really awesome, and you maybe find yourself being a little bit jealous, right? Or a little bit like, oh, the idea isn't to like turn against them, but to just declare it. I want that. I want that. Kiana, you hit Diamond in 90 days? Instead of being like, I can't believe that, Kiana, who does she think she, you know, whatever that thing is, it's like, I want that. I want that, Kiana, right? So practicing the bragging and the friendly cannibalism, right? Being inspired and excited by other people's success, and knowing that that's really a pathway. It's a pathway that's opened up. If they've done it, we can do it too. They've just cleared the field. They've cleared the way to show us that it's possible. It's Abraham Hicks that teaches that you have to believe it before you can see it, right? A lot of times people say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, you're probably never going to see it. Once you believe it, that's when you'll start to see it, right? So getting clear on that, and being able to know the good that's coming to you before it even gets there, and then allowing it, watching it show up for you in that way. Thank you, Cash. I celebrate your good fortune. Thank you so much. And I celebrate all of you. Really excited to be here with you. Thanks for taking the time to tune in, to be weaving a little bit more pleasure, a little bit more purpose, and a little bit more prosperity into your Prime My Body business. We are at 2:45. That's my time limit. I want to keep these to a short thing. So lots of love to you. Thanks for going in. Now go out there and rock this momentum, man. 4x4x4. Talk to your people. Explain how the premium package is the best way to go and how they're set up to earn a lot of money if they jump in now. Who doesn't want to have a little bit of extra money in their pocket for Christmas, end of the year, and moving into the new year? So lots of love to you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Mwah, bye.